right, good morning. My name is Malitha Hubbard, and I am one of the enrollment counselors for the Chattanooga location for Belhaven University. And we have Debbie Adams here with us today. Some of you may know her as our campus director. And if you don't know her, she is also one of our Belhaven University students in our master's program. So let me turn it over to Debbie Adams. Let her give you just a brief summary of why she decided to go back and start her master's, and we'll go from there.
Thanks, Malitha. So I not only work for Belhaven, as Malitha said, but I'm also a student. I never really thought that it was going to be possible for me to be working full-time and pursue a master's degree, but once I came to work at Belhaven University, I saw students doing it every day. And I won't lie, it's not easy, but it's definitely doable. The way that we structure the classes, prior to COVID-19, I was at class one evening per week. Classes ran from 6 till 10. Now with COVID-19, we've switched over to a virtual classroom format, and I go to class one night a week from 7 till 10. But it really turned out to be quite manageable. I'm able to fit in reading and writing papers and meeting with classmates in between everything else that I'm doing full time. And what's really encouraging is all of my classmates are in the same boat. They are all amazing working adults who are managing to also be in school getting their master's degree at the same time.
Well, that's great. Sounds like such a wonderful experience that you've had, coming from not sure if you would be able to do it to now seeing others doing it and that encouraging you to take that step and do it yourself. So I think that's an awesome piece to take from that. So let's go into how you said it, of course, prior to the COVID-19 hitting our state, our country, you were on ground, and then you moved to the virtual concept that, we're starting to hear is going to be normal for us. So explain a little bit about what that virtual online experience is like so that, we have people maybe that aren't sure what that is, they can get a better understanding.
Sure. So some of y'all in the Chattanooga area might see our billboards out there that say virtual enrolling for virtual classes now. Maybe you've seen some of our Facebook ads, and maybe you're not quite sure, what do we mean by virtual classes? So one of the things that really drew me to Belhaven was that in-person live instruction. I've taken regular online classes and they're okay, but they're not really for me. I like seeing my instructor. I like receiving live instruction, and I love having those conversations with my fellow classmates during class time. And what's great about our virtual classroom setting is you get all of that, but from your living room. So we actually meet one evening a week for class. We do it just like this, via Zoom. So right now, Malitha and I are talking via Zoom. Class happens via Zoom too. You get the Brady Bunch thing going with like all the different pictures, but you can actually see your classmates who are talking to you. The instructor can share their screen to show you various things like PowerPoint presentations or write on the virtual whiteboard. But then also they can, bring it back so you get the Brady Bunch screen again so you can have conversations with your classmates. And it's great because with class starting at 7 o'clock via Zoom, my husband and I can still have dinner together. We do class for 3 hours, and then at 10 o'clock when class is over, instead of driving home, all I got to do is walk up the stairs and go to bed. So it's really been a great experience. I know a lot of y'all out there have been spending a lot of your business life on Zoom, and you might be like, oh, do I really want to do another Zoom meeting? But let me tell you, when you log in for your Zoom class, it really does feel different than whatever Zoom meetings you've been doing all day, every day. It's a lot of fun. It's great to get to see your fellow classmates. The instructors I've had have been really great at keeping us laughing and engaged. So it's really an enjoyable experience.
Awesome. Glad to hear that. Now, after describing that experience, what would you say is kind of your favorite takeaway from the virtual? What excites you the most about that, even though, you're not doing the on ground, but there are some similarities there. So what would you say is your favorite part about the virtual learning?
My favorite part about virtual is I'm not only getting to know other students from the Chattanooga campus, but I'm getting to know students who live in Memphis, who live in Jackson, Mississippi. I'm getting to know students who live all over the country, because when you take classes here in Chattanooga, it's great. You get to get to know your fellow Chattanoogan's, but when you're taking a virtual class, it could be a student from anywhere in the country sitting in class with you. So I've had a great time getting to know students from other parts of the country.
Well, that is awesome. I'm sure that adds a lot of context to your classes and your discussions, just having that diversity of, people living in different states and counties and things of that nature. So that's a great giveaway that I never thought to consider when thinking about virtual. So that's awesome. Well, so glad that you could answer a few questions with us this morning and just give those who are maybe just needing that next step and just want to see what that experience is like, and hopefully they'll have that courage to take the next step and just see that it can be just as much as enjoyable as your on ground experience. But, it's all in how you take that.
Sure. So Melitha, I now have a question for you.
Okay.
Somebody's watching us and they're like, you know what? I want to learn more about how to get involved in these virtual classes. What does somebody need to do in order to take that next step and find out a little bit more information?
Most definitely. If you prefer a discussion and you just want to have a one-on-one with either myself or one of my other colleagues, you can always visit our page at chattanooga.belhaven.edu. You'll see the different locations, which gives the phone number. So most definitely feel free to call us. We are still answering our phones. We have that forwarded coming to us, so don't hesitate and think that we're not available. We are there. You can also feel free to go on Facebook if you're comfortable getting on social media. We do have both a Chattanooga and a Dalton page, as well as a overall Belhaven University page. But if you are in the Chattanooga area or the Dalton area, we encourage you to go to either one of those and just reach out to us. We do monitor that activity as well, and send us a message or put a question under one of our posts. We also go out there and look at that information too. So feel free to reach out.
Fantastic. Now, if you would like to talk to Melitha, I encourage you to call 423-265-7784. She will answer all of your questions about what it takes to go back to school, to be a Belhaven student, and how to get involved in these virtual classes. Or if you go to chattanooga.belhaven.edu, you will see a live chat feature. You may end up chatting with Melitha. You may end up chatting with one of our other amazing enrollment counselors. But most importantly, if you just want to learn a little bit more about what's going on, but maybe you're not quite ready to have that one-on-one conversation, every Thursday at 3, we have a live information session that's hosted by Melitha and her colleagues. So Thursdays at 3, if you drop us a comment under this video, they'll send you a link. It's just a Zoom conference that you can say as much or as little as you're comfortable with, but learn a little bit more about what it's like to be a Belhaven student. Well, Melitha, this has been a great conversation. I'm so glad we're able to do this today. And if you're watching us, please feel free to drop your questions in the comments, and we will answer you as quickly as we can.
All right. Thank you.